Good morning traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. Welcome to this week's Asian session update, and I'm going to run over some of the opening this morning, some of the things on Friday. It's a two-part video, so we will have a second video coming up a little bit later, as it's going to concentrate on the economic updates and news releases that are coming out throughout the week. So just kicking things off, we can see the dollar was pretty flat on Friday. Yields continue to rise. The 10-year went above 5%, so that did send stock indexes lower. We can see this morning that they are trading higher at this stage, and that's due to a bit of outlook for earnings coming out for a few tech companies. So we can see the US 30 has started the week higher. It's up 0.29%, and the NDX 100 is up 0.32%. We can see a bit of support here. We're going to continue to keep an eye on that. It was a very big move to another big move to end the week lower. That was on the back of yields continuing to rise, but we can see a bit more of a positive start so far this week. We can see the S&P as well. So some demand in this area that we're watching at the moment. That's across both markets, so both of them have pretty decent looking little demand areas at the moment. So for the NDX 100, it's really anywhere around that 14.510 area, up to 14, to the 531. And for the SPX 500, we can see that area really starts at around the that 4220 point, and runs down to all the way down to sort of getting a little bit thin at this point, but 4208. So we'll see if those levels can hold out for buyers. Other markets this morning, we haven't really, not too many of opening just yet. European futures being in that example. We can see the German 30 lost 1.21% over on Friday, and so discontinued that trend of weaker stocks. Now the ASX had another very bad session. We can see this how far it ran down on the Friday night's evening session for us. We can see the sellers really have jetted all the way down to this level at 6824. Now that's breaking that support level that we had been watching at 6887. So it's a lower breakout now, and it is hitting it has touched new lows for the year. So now we're really looking to see what happens next. If we do see a bit of a recovery today, if with stock futures trading higher on the open, will we see at 10 o'clock, and 10 to 10 we think we'll see a higher open just with the way that stock futures are at the moment. Then we'll see if they can carry forward, and if we can see a bit of a recovery. Even if we do see a recovery, we've got to be a little bit cautious. It's a very strong move down at the moment. Any new lower highs that could be treated with a bit of worry, and we could see a continuation. So we'll see what next pattern does present itself on the ASX. But at the moment, we've got new finishing on Friday, new lows for the year, and we're looking to see if there's a bit of a recovery starting out this morning. Other key markets, so oil did finish lower on Friday. We can see this move here. We still have a pretty decent uptrend in play. There's a lower high setting up here though. We still have a bit of a trend break, so we're not calling anything really at this point in time. We want to see what happens if the market does move down to test the 88 kind of area, or if we do see a higher open, we want to see if buyers can break this resistance at 90.50. So we'll see what next price evidence comes out and presents itself on oil, and then we'll start to try and gauge whether this will see a continuation of this trend here, or if we will see a new move lower to test. And moving on to some of the metals, so we can see at this stage higher move to start the week after a lower open, and even though it's still trading lower, we can see a fair bit of buying this morning as the gap's been filled, and it's the same across as well for silver. We can just see now for gold, we're going to be looking at this level continuing as resistance this week, and that's at 1981.70. There looks to be a bit of support at this level here at 1965.74. So cryptos had a pretty solid weekend. We did see buying continue. We had a bit of nice rally on Saturday, and then we had a bit of a stall yesterday, but the market continues to be just under that 30. We saw a couple of tests into the 30K area for Bitcoin, and for Ethereum as well. We had moved back into close to 1650. So after that, a bit of a worrying session where we did have that move back down to nearly test some of those lows, we've seen a nice rally up now, and it's continuing to hold, and we'll see if we can get the next test of resistance, which is up at 1679, and some of the other coins as well. So Ripple, we have been watching a little bit of late, continues to trade around that 50 cent area. The next key resistance test really is from 52 all the way up to 53, and we did report an ADA. So ADA continued to move up after that that support test. So that's a solid one here. So that looks at 20. The support level just down here at 23.8 is 0.238. Looks to have held quite well, and we've seen a bit of a rally. The next real test though is going to be up at that 0.26. If I can break above that level, then get back up to test that 0.27. Now some of the other currencies starting in the morning, we're seeing a bit of a mix open at this stage. Dollar index is hasn't really opened yet, but it would finish the week slightly higher. Didn't really change too much. The AUDUSD at this stage is slightly higher, and we are seeing it's slightly higher as well to the Japanese yen, but we are seeing a bit of a mix in the other fortunes with the pound lower and the euro higher. We really do need to see this locked in with a break of this resistance at 158.43. Then we'll look for a new test of 159.73. At this stage though, it does look to be a bit sideways and choppy, and just looking at the euro USD, it's slightly lower at this stage, but after a higher open, and we'll just look to see if it can get back up to test 1.0619 if the dollar does show any weakness, and we do see risk currencies continue to move up. And the pound had a bit of mixed news last week, but it is trading higher this morning after a gap lower. We're seeing support at 1.2131, and there's resistance up at 1.2202, and just finish on the Aussie to the USD. It didn't have the greatest of times last week, so it is slightly higher. We do see support at 0.6291, resistance up at 6365. That was really due to the employment data last Thursday. It came in, the job creation came in much lower than expected, and sort of hit into any expectations or hopes of a rate rise this year on the RBA, but we'll have to see more comments from the RBA. So that's just a bit of a run around this morning on how price is going. I think the ASX is going to be one to watch this morning, how it opens, and how if we do see this continue buying the stock indexes with yields continuing to threaten the way they are, and just what happens with oil as well if we do see a break of this high, or if we do see further selling move into the market. So a couple ones to watch as we move forward today as well. And also with Bitcoin, can we see another test of 30,000? So we'll have another update later in the day with all the key news, but until then we wish you all the best with your trading, and thank you very much for checking out this morning's update, and good trading, and bye for now.